So yeah, so dry peaks. So how do we avoid dry peaks? Okay, that's the first thing that I want you to understand. General rule of thumb is to make right hand side edits. However, that doesn't help all the way. Helps a little bit, but the problem is if I'm standing in the wrong area on this right hand edit, like I'm just screwed too. Like I still have gunshot delay, you can still see me. So then the immediate place that we have to go next is to understand that movement is a key part of your peaks. Like if you don't place yourself where you need to place in terms of edits, then the edit is useless. Like making a window edit is useless if I'm standing right here, but it makes sense if I'm standing right here, right? Because now I've covered, I pull out my gun and then I move to the right slightly, see you, and then shoot you, and then reset, right? So like how much can you see me right now?
I can see your leg.
Yeah, I can see like more than half your body, right? So obviously during that section of the peak, obviously if I overswing and move too much, like if I do this all the way, then it gets to a point where like we could both see each other perfectly equally, and that's not ideal, right? For me, like if I made the edit, I want to be able to get a right hand peek and make an advantage. So I want to sort of like wiggle and stop right here if possible, or I just, if I'm really good, I full swing and then shoot at that, you know, that sweet spot, shoot and then reset before you can see like majority of my body. So it's harder for you. And obviously there's cone peaks like this that can help, right? Stuff like this can help as well. And there's just a bunch of peaks. The actual type of peaks is not important yet. That's something you can learn after you fully grasp the concept of peaking. And once that happens, then I would love for you to like really practice peaks. But I feel like you understand what a peak is. So it makes sense to like, you know, then move on to like what sort of peaks that we should try to focus on. So like, let's say you see my silhouette right behind the wall right here.
Yeah.
Right? You sort of want to make your edit to the right of that. That's the first step, because obviously this is still a peak, but it's not as good of a peak as a right hand, right? So you try to want to make a right hand as much as possible. So you don't want to just make an edit that you're not standing and then, hey, I'm covered, I don't have gunshot delay, I can just like sort of like pull out my gun and then peek it. This is not good for me, right? Because obviously I'm left hand peeking. So usually the first step is make the edit to the right of where your opponent's standing. Now this is easy if your opponent's standing still, so where it gets hard is where your opponent is like not standing still. If he's very mobile, this is where it gets hard. So in general, if he's like super slippery and mobile, you want to like not even make this edit, you want to make like all the over here, right? And then you can move over and then pump him. His latest video, it's on the new season. Okay, so let's just break this down together so that we understand stuff that's not just peaks, because obviously I want to teach you more than peaks. Because peaks is important, but it's not the entire game by any means, right? It is not at all the entire game. Like the game gets a lot harder, but it's important to understand peaks in the first place to start. So why did he just edit on this guy, do you feel like?
Because he's in the storm.
He's in storm, yeah, but Noahreyli's in storm. So is that a fair answer?
Not really sure actually. The guy seemed kind of bad.
Yeah. So okay, so that's one thing that you should sort of get used to and get good at, is that in arena or even in competitive, you can sort of judge the player based on how they're playing, right? It's called like sizing them up, right? So you get to understand whether they're a good player or a bad player, and then if you have any evidence that they're a bad player, and like reliable evidence, not just like straight up like a guess like before you even start fighting, then you should try to finish the fight faster, because you can do so. You have the leverage to do that. So as the opponent is swinging from here to here, look at the edit that he made, right? Let's watch it. Right, he's making the edit further away. Like as the guy's coming like this, you don't want to make an edit right here because that's too close, and you don't want to make this because it's too far. He's probably not going to reach that. So instead he makes the peanut butter, really nice. And then the opponent is swinging into him. He doesn't have to move, he still has right hand peek. Right hand peek along this edge right here. Everything is so perfect because he's just trying to like be invisible. He's not trying to make it easy for the opponent to fight him. Like if Noahreyli super tryharded, let's say he's against an aimbotter that doesn't have good game sense, he could beat him, because theoretically you could kill someone without them ever being able to shoot you, right? Because of how right hand peek works.
Yeah.
So that's the point. Like you should try to aim to do that. And even if you die a lot in arena because you're trying to do a different playstyle, it doesn't matter. Let's learn until you get to that point, because if you do get to that point, you'll win a lot of fights. Not every fight, but a lot of fights. If you want to win every fight, that's a lot more. There's more to learn before we get there. But peaks is always the first place you should start. And if you don't have your peaks mastered, that is what your first step should be. Like there's some players, even friends of mine, in the community who are competitive players, pro players, whatever. They don't understand how to peak. right? They became pro players for a different reason. Maybe they're good at something else, but I'm telling you right now, they're falling off. They're not like the people who understand how to peak in this meta, or like in this season and even last season. They're getting way better than they are, because the pro players that don't know how to peak, they just skipped over a fundamental when they were learning the game, which I don't blame them, because no one understood the game back then, right?
Yeah.
No one understood that at all, like what to do. So I don't blame them at all, but like it is their fault that they're not learning right now. Again, same thing, same concept as before. Do you remember that? When the opponent gets your wall, the biggest thing you want to do is to try to like get away, right? You need to claim.
Yeah.
But he claims the stair to block the shot and then gets the left wall to get out. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a habit. I want you to notice. Noahreyli actually owns the right wall. This is so instant muscle memory that he literally forgets about that and he goes to the left instead. Because it's a habit. Every time someone gets to the wall, he just tries to claim a piece. It's so automatic. He doesn't even think about it. And so that's the goal with peaks. That's the goal with any concept in Fortnite and any game at all, for that matter. Like, you want to make stuff automatic so that you can actually think about other things. If you have to like sort of think about what you're doing because it's not well practiced, then you're behind. Like, it's not going to be good for you. Oh, that was a good play by the opponent. Oh, this is so good. Okay, so this is really important. Okay, this is an important concept, 100%. Okay, so let's talk about what happened, right? A lot of things, like a lot of situations like this happen to a lot of people in arena. However, the difference is for Noahreyli, he does the correct thing, right? Which is basically, who's winning right now in the fight?
The opponent's winning.
Yes, because of HP, and also just this guy's attack, right? And Noahreyli missed his pump, which obviously is going to be tough because he has another gunshot player if he wants to play SMG. In this case, Noahreyli understands he's losing. He doesn't own anything right now. He doesn't own the stair. He can't flip that. Doesn't own the right wall. Can't use that. Like, literally screwed, right? So the biggest thing he does is he literally doesn't try to fight. If you try to trade here, even if you're walking backwards, that's too slow. The biggest thing you need to do right now is get out of this box, even if you're at risk of dying, because at least you have a chance of surviving after. Right? So he literally just ignores him because he's losing. He doesn't want to take. Why would you take a fight there when you're like half HP? Right? He gets out, resets, holds the wall, waiting for the pump, by the way, because every time you reset, the wall's weak, right? So then if the opponent understands that, the opponent's going to try to pump the wall, and in this case, Noahreyli's ready for it, and he's just holding, right? And if the opponent pumps the wall and then takes it through Noahreyli's ping and then takes this wall, Noahreyli's ready to flip cone and go here. Again, same concept as before, exit control. He doesn't need to place the wall in this case. Oh, he just tried to, but that's not even his wall, right? The left wall wasn't even his, so he needs to heal, expand the opposite direction. He's using his wood a little bit early so he can have metal later. He needs it. This is a concept that a lot of people use in endgame in general. That was a nice try, really nice try. He's playing slow. Ideally, he would. Oh, that's good. See what happened? That was good.
Yeah, I got stuck in the.
Yes. Yeah, when that happens, it's a good habit to just try to like spray them down. You don't want to pickaxe. Pickaxe means your gun swap delay again, right? So you just spray. Why is he taking the fight? Even though the guy has a really good angle on him, a relatively good angle, he just takes the fight because he's winning. Because of this spray right here, right? So he understands HP difference. He's like in Noahreyli's head. There's literal HP bars above people's head. Right now, Noahreyli's here. The opponent, for that matter, where do you think he is? He's literally like this. Why is this not a good fight to take? This is amazing. Let's get in there, right? But don't get in so hard that you like literally get one pumped. You want to sort of keep the spacing correct. So in this case, the spacing, look, he's spacing a little bit further because he's not full HP. If he's full HP, he gets in, sure. Hits him really hard, hits him for 70 more damage. So now the opponent's like literally one shot, and then pumps him. And then SMGs again because he understands there's still ammo in his SMG. All of this, right? So important. I want you to notice this crosshair. What did the opponent do to try to block Noahreyli's shotgun shot? Do you see it? You see that? Yeah, he tried to like block it by editing and then resetting it to try to catch the Noahreyli off guard and catch a shot. This guy's actually playing decently well. He's not horrible. Unfortunately, he's facing Noahreyli, so he's gonna lose. But in this case, he tries to catch him. Noahreyli understands that this piece is weak, right? And the opponent's only chance really is to get out, is to flip this cone and then exit out here. But the only way that's going to be possible is if he can flip the cone, usually. But then Noahreyli, understanding that the cone is weak because of what the opponent just did, he did the edit and reset. He understands the cone's weak, so while he's spraying at him, he looks down because he's trying to get the cone. He wants to piece control this guy. He shoots at him, gets the cone, and then switch back to SMG. This is obviously right hand for Noahreyli, so that's really good. but the opponent's trying to use it as a peek. If you notice, even though it's a right hand for Noahreyli, it is sometimes good for the opponent if you can catch Noahreyli off guard. But Noahreyli understanding that it's like if you wait too long back here, it would be bad, so he moves in further. If you stand right here, it's good for Noahreyli. If you stand all the way back of the box, it's good for the other guy. Even though it's a left hand for the other guy, it's good for him because of the simple fact that it's a jump shot. It's a peek. So if you want to negate this guy peek, right? If you want to negate that, you just need to move up, because then you have right hand. Okay, your goal is to this is the routine. I'm going to show you an example of it. You're going to not cross this line because diagonal box fighting to start, because if the guy edits like this, you need to be able to place this wall, right? So you're not going to try to cross this line. What you're going to do is pickaxe, place, edit, cone, shoot, reset, and then move on to the next. That was a lot. That was a mouthful. So let's try it slowly.
Yeah.
I'll let you do it. So pickaxe twice, replace, right?
Oh, not code.
Try cone. You can do it there too, but cone is easier. You want to make as little action possible. And then right hand peek, shoot, and then reset right after your shot. Make sense?
Yeah.
And then reset. Perfect. Now
It's
let's
kind
go.
of a little hard to. Would you recommend holding out your map first before you reset, or just resetting?
If you want a really good habit, I'm glad you asked that, because you should hold out your map.
Alright.
Right? I mean, okay, look. If you're pump shooting, it's probably better, in my personal opinion, if you want less inputs. If the way I do it is I pump, flick, shoot. Like I pump, flick up to the wall, and then reset, rather. That's what I meant. Yeah. So you don't want to. I feel like it'd be harder to just like keep pulling out blueprint in that case. But it is a good habit to pull out your blueprint when you're resetting. It is a really good habit. So try it again. Yep. Shoot. You literally anyone. Yep. Try to. Okay. Look. Try to shoot right away. In seamless, because what you should be doing as you're taking this wall, you should already be in position to right hand. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So try to like do everything at once. And the most important detail about this whole training routine is you cannot mess up an edit. Okay. So if you need to go slower to do that, that's okay. That's more than fine. I don't care about that. Just do it as slow as possible if you need to. Where do I stand? Like literally right here. Right. So as you're pickaxing, replace, edit. As you're editing, right, you can move to the left so he doesn't see you, and then those reset, hold. You should try to hold as well in case the guy tries to shoot you all. While I'm pickaxing, you can try to catch me off guard, make a right hand peek, and try to shoot me. Okay, and make sure you try to shoot me. That's good. It needs to be automatic, right? You need to be so used to that you don't have to think about that while you're doing it. Make sense? So while you're doing it, what you need to be thinking about is not the actions that you're doing, but what am I going to do if the worst case scenario happens, which is the edit. So let's try it. Let's swap the positions because you're on good ping. You should be able to do it. We're going to do this until you get it. Okay. So in this case, it's harder. I want you to notice the biggest reason is because you have to flick to the right. So let's do this scenario, because if you can do this, you can do the wall. Do the scenario where you have to reset. There you go. Okay. Swing. Good. You caught it. Yeah. There you go. Again.
Yeah. Alright.
There we go. Okay, so try to stand a little bit further back, because if you're standing like this, even though you can still reset the wall, it's really hard because it's like steep angle. So stand a little bit further back, like this is good. Yeah, where we're standing is good, and then you'll find it a lot easier to do it. And even here would be a little bit better, right? Because you can still hit the wall. And the biggest thing to notice, once you have this like critical hit after the first swing, this gives you a bigger range, so you can walk back a little bit. You can hit the critical hit from further away than a normal pickaxe swing.
Do you mean like the circle, the weak spot?
Yep. Let's try. Go again. There you go. That's how quick it can be, right? So you have to be careful.
Yeah.
That's a situation where you have to be careful of as well. When you're editing that wall, you need to be out of sight. So you need to move to the left when you're editing this wall. So let's try it again.
Alright.
This is good. Okay, ready?
Yep.
Good. You moved all the way to the left. I could not see you. Let's try. That is good. Yeah, there you go. You waited. Okay, so right here. So essentially, if I'm standing in the like right here in the middle of the cone, I can place it right here. Do you see that?
Yeah.
You see what's happening? So if I look here, I can't place it because it's a steep angle. It's like really steep. But if I move here, I can place it. So where you should be looking is like as close as possible to the left edge to maximize your chances of actually getting it. Right? Because right now I can't look at it. But I wouldn't look like this, but I would try to look like somewhere in this section. The left half of the wall, but not like really hard, so you can't place it because this is really awkward. So right here would be good. Right. So in general, left half of the wall. If we watch how I replace again, look where my crosshair is. It's not here, because if it's here, I want you to notice I can't place it. Right. It's awkward. I can't place it at all, and I can place it if I look really deep left, but I wouldn't look this close. I'll just look right here. This is where you should be swinging anyways. Just look where you swing, right? Wherever you're swinging, just look right there, and it should work.
Alright.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Ready?
Yep.
Good.
What? Would you just like double swing every time, or like would you just switch it up?
If you get good enough, you can do it. You can double swing every single time and reset every single time. If you're on the diagonal.
I feel like I'm like anticipating rather than reacting.
Yeah, I know. And the point is, you can get fast enough with reacting. It takes a lot of practice though. But I would not double swing until you have this skill down. Make sense? Until you can do it 100% of the time in creative, don't try to double swing in arena. It'll be awkward because you don't have the skill down yet, and then it'll be really hard for you to like not get hit. You probably will get hit. Okay, so let's try it again. Nice, that was good. Let's try. That was hard. So the point is, while you're mid swing, you have to be okay with canceling your swing to reset. Okay. Yeah. Let's try. That was close. That was actually really close. But that was a little pre-fire, my bad. Oh, okay. Yeah. Nice. There. That was perfect. That was actually perfect. There you go. See? That was good. That was actually good. Nice. You're good. Like it took 10 minutes. That's really how long it took. Obviously, like now, like you're anticipating, but like before, that was good. That was literally like. See how long gun swap delay really is? Like it's not. It's pretty long, right? So even if I try to like catch you, what's that? Sorry, go ahead.
And new shotguns are the worst.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's very true. I want you to know, by the way, though, after the buff, because they changed the guns a little bit on Twitter.
Yeah.
This shotgun has the same pull-out time as the old pump.
Wow.
Now it does.
That's really surprising.
Yep. And so that's not the issue, right? It's just the fact that people don't reset fast enough. Got to do that. Try. See? Caught it. Right? Hey guys, so thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, but more importantly, learned something new that you could apply to your game of Fortnite, whether it be scrims, whether it be arena. Just let me know what you've learned, guys. I actually read the comments, so let me know what you learned. I love going through them and seeing what you guys actually took away from the video in terms of value. And if you guys like to see anything new in terms of videos, please let me know in the comment section as well. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.